You can program it where you might play cut 2 first, cut 4 second, and cut 1/3. That's very convenient if you're going to transfer your recording onto a secondary source, such as a cassette.
In a few years, your turntable may be gathering dust in the corner next to that old stack of albums. Instead, you'll listen to the latest hits on a compact disc player. And to tell us more about this new piece of audio equipment, consumer reporter Carla Winfrey is here with a report. I've heard about people that now have these in their cars.
Yes, they do have some small ones to fit in your cars, but now more people are buying them for their home because they're a lot less expensive than they were a couple of years ago. But this new medium, the compact disc, it eliminates a lot of problems that we have with our records and our tapes. You know how you have a record and after a couple of years, after a couple of times you play it, it starts to wear and you hear a hissing sound, maybe a scratchy sound. And then with tapes, they stretch. I didn't know that they stretch over a period of time, and it kind of distorts the sound. Well, because the compact disc, the music is recorded with digital equipment, and mainly because a laser beam is what produces the sound, as I'll explain in this report. Sony first introduced the compact disc player in 1983. It was priced at $900, and the individual discs sold for around $18. That was expensive. Well, since then, the players have come down to as low as $249. Disc prices have dropped to about $11 to $16. Here's more on the next generation of sound.
Audio equipment experts predict by 1990 the conventional turntable will be outdated. This is what we will listen to our audio recordings on, compact disc players, commonly known as the CD player.
I'd say within 5 years, 80% of all home audio entertainment would be based on the compact disc.
Compact disc players use a low-powered laser rather than a needle to pick up the information stored on the disc. The laser is beamed from a small circle like the one seen in the dark area here. Since nothing harder than a light beam touches the groove of the disc does not wear out, which means you can play a CD over and over and it will still produce a clear sound.
The sound is equivalent to sitting in on a recording session and hearing it from the director's booth. It's absolutely perfect. There's basically no wow and flutter, no distortion, and no hiss.
The compact disc itself is approximately 4 3/4 inches in diameter. The disc is coated with a shiny aluminum film and a thin layer of plastic. The backside has an aluminum mirror which reflects the laser beam to the systems that produce the audio. Compact disc play from the inside to the outer edge and spin much faster than LPs.
There's a maximum of 74 minutes of music on each compact disc. And on a disc, since it's only recorded on one side, you don't have to flip it over to get that much. They're very easy to store, takes up much less room than an album. To load them in is much easier than putting a record on a turntable.
CD players' controls are on the front. Basic players have play, pause, stop, and scan buttons. This is another basic feature, the track number and time display. Right now it is showing that there are 8 selections on the disc and a total of 34 minutes and 59 seconds. Other extra features are random music search, which allows you to play the first 10 seconds of each song on the disc, and programmability buttons.
You can program it where you might play cut 2 first, cut 4 second, and cut 1/3. That's very convenient if you're going to transfer your recording onto a secondary source, such as a cassette.
If you are in the market for a stereo system that plays LPs but not compact disc, you may want to reconsider, especially if the system does not provide an input to let you add a CD player in the future.
It will tell you that's 11.
Demetria, this doesn't mean that you have to junk that expensive turntable and that collection of LPs right now, because the cassette deck and the turntable will still coexist, but they will be put on the back burner, kind of like the 8-track has been, and then eventually they will be obsolete.
Can you find all the recordings you want, though, on a CD?
More and more artists are recording also on the CD. along with the cassette. With the cassette, they have the album, but there more and more are recording with the CD. And there are thousands of recordings, old recordings like stuff from the Motown sound that they're turning over. But it's still, the newer songs sound a lot better because they take those old songs off of the tape and put them on the disc.
Thank you, Carla. More news after this.